Roman persecution, and we fell in 70 A.D. That hadn't even happened. While the Bible stops at approximately 65 A.D., picks up again in Revelation between 90 and 96 A.D. When John was on the island of Patmos. So this is what we're looking at. Are people, really looking at just feeling, guilty? And I know that could be really, really serious because we are spiritual people. So naturally we'll feel, guilty about something, but we have to look. Let's go to Ecclesiastes 14 and verse 2. Ecclesiastes in the Apocrypha 14 and 2. It say, blessed is he whose conscience, that's what you think, have not condemned him, and who is not fallen from his hope, which is your faith in the Most High, while Mashiach Yahushua, you see. Once again, blessed is he whose conscience, that's what you think, have not condemned him, and who is not fallen from his hope or his faith in the Most High. So, that's very important. That we look at this and we follow suit for what it's saying, take heed to it, and we're going to be all right. You have faith. Just got to believe. That's all. This is not a hard thing. It's just a matter of how you want to be. And following your own mind, or you following what the word says. Because if you, look, I'm not sure, let me give you an example. Go to go to Matthew 11 and 28. It says, somebody take up shy words. He said, come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden. That's that guilt. You feeling guilty. He said, come unto him. You got a lot of burden on your mind and your spirit. He said, come unto him, all ye that labor are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. So I'll give you rest. So take my yoke upon you and learn of me. Even you got to just read the Gospels. Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. He said, learn of me. We know he come in the volume of the book, though. For I am meek and lowly in heart. See, I'm meek and lowly. I'm humble in mind. And ye shall find rest unto your souls. You know? This was needed because if you're guilty, then your mind is everywhere feeling guilty of sin. He said, and ye shall find rest unto your souls. See, for my yoke is easy and my burden is light. You see? See, whatever you give me is going to be light. I can handle it. But if you give it to him and you take it to the Most High, you got to believe that he's taking it to the Most High and you're going to be all right. That's what we went through the scriptures saying, don't condemn yourself in your own counsel. It has nothing to do with the Most High. You done counsel them out. Now you got to deal with the fear of the Most High because now you done went to him, and that's why a lot of times I ask people, have you gone to the Most High on this matter? And if you've gone to the Most High on the matter, then you got to let him do what he do. That's why it says, Mark 11:22. And these scriptures that I usually, you know, introduce to people when they first come into truth. It says, Mark 11:22. And the Mashiach Shai answering said unto them, have faith in the Most High. So you got to believe in the Most High. First thing he said. He said, for verily I say unto you, that whosoever shall say, you got to say this, to this mountain, this problem, this guilt that you have, be thou removed. Be thou removed. You got faith in the Most High. So you can tell this guilt, be thou removed, and be thou cast to the sea. Get away from me. When it said, get sorrow far away from you, get away from me. And shall not doubt in his heart. You can't doubt. You can pray to the Most High. That's why he said have faith in the Most High. That doubt means you don't have no faith in him. You don't believe in him. You believe in yourself or something else in this world. I don't know. And shall not doubt in his heart, which is the way you think, but shall believe, that's your faith in the Most High, that those things which he said, that you say, shall come to pass. He shall have whatsoever he said. So if you got a guilt problem and you are dealing with this guilt that you done already given to Hamashiach Yahushua to get to the Most High, and you still walking around with that guilt and you don't believe in him. This is what it says. You got to say, I'm not guilty no more. I don't feel guilt no more. And repent and change your life. Therefore I say to you, what things soever you desire. Listen what he say. When you pray, whatever you desire, I desire not to feel this guilt. Believe that you receive them. Believe, have faith that you receive them, and ye shall have them. Whatever you say. And when you stand praying, forgive. This is a condition. You got to forgive. If you have aught against any, you got this problem against anybody, you got to forgive. That your Father also, which is in heaven, may forgive you your trespasses. The Most High may forgive you your trespasses, things you've done wrong. That's a condition. He's not going to forgive you for your guilt of sinning, because that's majority of what the guilt should be. It should be guilt. You shouldn't feel guilty about doing what's righteous and keeping the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. So if you guilty in sinning, you got to forgive. If you got this out against anybody, that the Most High can forgive your trespasses, your sins. But if you do not forgive, neither will your Father which is in heaven forgive your trespasses. See? You don't forgive, the Most High not going to forgive you your trespasses. That's why it's very important that you look at this and pay attention, and we're going to make it through this as a people. But it's nothing new under the sun. Most I said that. Look. Because people can think, like I say, remember it just said the same affliction that you going through, the brothers that went through too. The brothers going through the same thing. Look. Go to Ecclesiastes, the first chapter. Verse 9. Ecclesiastes 1 and 9. It said, the thing that have been, it is that which shall be. The thing that was other past is the same that's going to be right now and in the future. And that which is done is that which shall be done. That which is done right now in the present, something will be done in the future. And there is no new thing under the sun. You hear that? There's no new thing under the sun. This ain't nothing new. He said, is there anything whereof it may be said, see, this is new. It had been already of old time, which was before us. Like I was looking at perfect example of I remember I was telling my father, I was like, man, that's out of date. what he had on, the jacket that he had on. He said, "Oh, everything comes around and just goes around again." You know. He said, "Yeah, we wore that like that. Now we wearing this." We say you can wear whatever you want to as you get older. And I was looking at some footage of James Brown from 1965. Had the short jackets and the skinny jeans. That was the style. Skinny jeans and the short jacket that they're doing now. Same old. Nothing new under the sun. And he's saying, hey, you guilty? You feel the guilt now? People felt guilt before. It says, it has been said, see, this is new. It has been already of old time, which was before us. A lot of things we just don't know. We did know, but we lost all that in slavery. So there's no remembrance of former things. Neither shall there be any remembrance of things that are to come with those that shall come after. See, ain't no remembrance of former things. We don't know. Even who we were. That's another topic though. But that's why I say no remembrance of former things. Because a pair of pants can't remember nothing. Chair can't remember nothing. It's talking about people. So let's look at this. Because a lot of this, as I said, nothing new under the sun. Let's look at how I want to do this. Look at John. This is who we're dealing with the Holy Spirit. Go look at John 16 and 7. The book of St. John 16 and 7 through the Spirit. Nevertheless, I tell you the truth. It expedient that of you that I go away. For if I go away, if I go not away, the Comforter will not come unto you. But if I depart, I will send him unto you. Right. So we went over this. So he's letting us know that he's gonna send the Comforter, and it came in Acts the 2nd chapter. That's why he said. And this is spiritual because a lot of people are not really looking at this. He said in St. John 14 and verse 18, he said, I will not leave you comfortless. Because he said, what? The Comforter. He said, I will come to you. See? I will come to you. He's going to send the Comforter. But he's going to send the Comforter. He's going to testify of him. Because it is him. But as an angel or spirit. And he's not a her. He's a him. He said, I, my Father, are one, the Most High. He said, he's a man. Exodus 15:3, the Most High is a man of war. The Most High is his name. Power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Jacob being the forefather of the 12 tribes of Israel. All day, every day. So, look at, and so we can't, he told us don't be like these other nations. Go to Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, verse 65. He told us how we're going to be amongst these nations. Deuteronomy 28 is part of the curses. So, and among these nations, this is Deuteronomy 28:65. And among these nations thou shalt find no ease, neither shall the sole of thy foot have rest. But the Most High shall give thee there a trembling heart, and failing of eyes, and sorrow of mind. That's that guilt. That trembling heart, and that failing of eyes, and sorrow of mind. That's that guilt. Feeling guilty. You see, or anxious, anxiety getting to you because you're not following the procedure. It's a procedure here. But he already gave you solutions. He gave you solutions. Look at Genesis, the 3rd chapter. Adam and Eve. Go all the way back to the beginning. Adam and Eve. Genesis, the 3rd chapter. When the serpent seduced Eve, thinking that she gonna be gods. She gonna be like gods, knowing good and evil, when the Most High told us not to eat of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. We got a judgment. Genesis 3 and 8. They didn't sin. And they heard the voice of the Most High walking in the garden in the cool of the day. And Adam and his wife hid themselves from the presence of the Most High among the trees of the garden, amongst the other people of the garden. And the Most High power called unto Adam and said unto him, Whence art thou? Where you at, Adam? And he said, I heard thy voice in the garden, and I was afraid because I was naked, and I hid myself. I was exposed. Of what? Because I sinned against you. So I hid myself. See? But I'm just showing you that that's his guilt. Look at Cain. When he killed Abel, killed his brother Abel. All he had to do was ask for a lamb. No, he gonna bring something that grew from the ground, some crop. And there's no remission of sins without the shedding of blood with the Most High. So Genesis the 4th chapter. So the Most High told him. Verse 10. And he said, What hast thou done? The voice of thy brother's blood crieth unto me from the ground. Abel's blood, he says, crying to the Most High from the ground. And now art thou cursed from the earth, which hath opened her mouth to receive thy brother's blood from thy hand. Told Cain, he's cursed from the earth. Says verse 12 says he was a farmer, said, When thou tillest the ground, it shall not henceforth yield unto thee her strength. As much as the ground was supposed to grow crops and so forth, he said it's not going to yield nothing for you as it would, as strong as he made it to do in making this earth. A fugitive, that's what he told Cain, a fugitive and a vagabond shall thou be in the earth. A fugitive and a vagabond, a bum, shall thou be in the earth. This is what Cain said. And Cain said unto the Most High, My punishment is greater than I can bear. He said, my punishment is greater than I can bear. He didn't think about that when he killed his brother. Where was his remorse to know what would happen for him doing this act? See, that's a problem. See, people do not think about the Most High when they're doing these sins or the things that they're doing to make themselves feel guilty and be convicted because of sin. So here he is now. That's a judgment on him, right? Cain said unto the Most High, My punishment is greater than I can bear. Behold, thou hast driven me out this day from the face of the earth. You hear that? From the face of the earth. And from thy face shall I be hid. You hear that? So the Most High's face was hid from Cain. And I shall be a fugitive and a vagabond, a bum. I'm going to be a fugitive and a bum in the earth. And it shall come to pass that everyone that findeth me shall slay me. Everyone that find me shall slay me. He the first murderer. And everybody that find him will slay him, he said. The Most High said unto him, therefore, whosoever slayeth Cain, vengeance shall be taken on him sevenfold. The Most High set a mark upon Cain, lest any finding him should kill him. What do you think that mark was? Leprosy. Everybody's brown. Here come Cain with his skin, the melanin and the pigment disappearing from him, and he's turning white. You know how that looks? Can you imagine nobody ever looked like that? You see him like you say, hey. And Cain went out from the presence of the Most High and dwelt in the land of Nod on the east of Eden. You see? So that's Cain. So he said, hey, he did the act, but he don't want to deal with the judgment, the punishment that comes with it. Look, let's go to Joseph's brothers. Go to Genesis, the 42nd chapter. And y'all bear with me, because I was just, pretty much didn't have much time to put this all together, but I'm going to work it through the power of the Most High by Shema Mashak. Genesis 42 and this is let me tell you the story. Joseph's brothers were jealous of him, and our forefather Jacob, whose name was changed to Israel, we became the Israelites. He loved Joseph. He made him a coat, all different colors. And so he went to his brothers. They were out there, dealing. And his brothers, they just liked him because he had a dream about how they were going to come and worship before him. That's a dream he had. They really hated him for that dream, or his dreams that he had. And so they was going to kill Joseph. They put him in a hole, threw him down in a big hole. And so they determined that they were going to sell him. They sold him to the Arabs, and the Arabs sold him to the Egyptians, right? So he's under Pharaoh. He rose up to be right under Pharaoh. So it was a famine in the land, which he had already dreamed about and told him about it. It was a famine in the land. And so they had to come to Egypt and be before their brother, who's right under the Pharaoh. So, and they were subject to their young brother Joseph, as he said they would be. So let's see how they fared in being guilty. Let's look at Genesis 42. And verse 17, he said, and he sent him back to get his brother Benjamin. That's the youngest brother. Get his brother Benjamin, right? And he put them all together into war 3 days. So he put the ones that he sent some back to get his brother Benjamin and Jacob and the family and so forth. And he put the rest of them in jail. Ward is mean he put them in jail 3 days. And Joseph said unto them, the third day, this do, and live, for I fear the Most High. If ye be true men, let one of your brethren be bound in the house of your prison. Go ye, carry corn for the famine of your houses, but bring your youngest brother unto me. So shall your words be verified. That's Benjamin. And ye shall not die. And they did so. And they said one to another, we are verily guilty concerning our brother. See? And they said one to another, we are verily guilty concerning our brother, in that we saw the anguish of his soul when he besought us, and we would not hear. Therefore is this distress come upon us. So it said, hey, this distress come upon us because they guilty in what they did to Joseph, who was giving them orders, who put him in prison 3 days. And Reuben answers them, saying, spake I not unto you, saying, do not sin against the child? And you would not hear. Did I tell you not to sin against the child? But you wouldn't want to hear me. Therefore, behold, also his blood is required. See? And they knew not that Joseph understood them. They speaking, but they ain't think that Joseph understood. They think Joseph is an Egyptian. And Egyptians are black. And they knew not that Joseph understood them, for he spake unto them by an interpreter. See, he spoke to them by an interpreter. He spoke the Egyptian language that the Most High don't understand. And somebody interpreted from Egyptian language to Hebrew. You see? He had interpreted it, but he could have spoke to them himself. That's why I said they didn't know that he understood exactly what they were saying. Because he's their brother. He knew Hebrew too, as the Hebrew. And he turned himself about from them and wept. He turned away from them and started crying because he remembered what they did to him. Been years and years. Here they are now. And his dream is being fulfilled. And returned to them again and communed with them and took from them Simeon and bound him before their eyes. See? So you just see how they felt guilty. They done something though. And that was terrible. And this us. We the children of Israel. You know, doing all these things to each other. But some had no remorse, so some didn't feel guilty because they was wicked. Look at Genesis 44th chapter. Now remind you, they didn't know that Joseph was their brother. So he had plotted to put certain things in their saddlebags as they went back to get their younger brother Benjamin and so forth, and Joseph or Israel, our forefather, and so forth, bring them back. So let's look at Genesis 44th chapter. And he commanded the steward of his house, saying, fill the men's sacks with food, as much as they can carry, and put every man's money in his sack's mouth, and put my cup, the silver cup, in the sack's mouth of the youngest, and his corn, money. And he did according to the word that Joseph had spoken. As soon as the morning was light, the men were sent away, they and their asses. And when they were gone out of the city, and not yet far off, Joseph said unto his steward, up, follow after the men. And when thou dost overtake them, say unto them, wherefore have ye rewarded evil for good? He'd have planted this on them. Sound familiar? Somebody planting something on you, then saying that you were wrong? He did this. He planted on them, said, now you're guilty. Is not this it in which my master drinketh? Isn't this his silver cup? and whereby indeed ye bindeth, ye have done evil in so doing. And he overtook them, and he spake unto them these same words. And they said unto him, Wherefore saith my master these words? Most I forbid that thy servants should do according to this thing. Behold, the money which we found in our sacks' mouths, we brought again unto thee out of the land of Canaan. How then should we steal out of my master's house silver or gold? So we brought money with us. How can we steal your silver and gold? With whosoever of thy servants it be found, both let him die, and we also will be my master's bondmen. Not only that, so whoever you find the one, let him die, and we're going to be your slaves. And he said, Now also let it be according unto your words. Let it be as you say. He with whom it is found shall